now. I'm gonna wait until everyone's here. I hope Demo is here because Demo is the one who made the amazing logo for us all. And I'm gonna hyperfocus so fucking much about this game. Yeah, I like Dokapon too. We like Dokapon. We all the Dokapon. The thing. I've got your big logo. I'm sorry it can't be even bigger on the screen. It is so good to have a hyperfocus to focus and hyper about. Seriously, that is a perfectly sized wibble nibble gribble grobble. Hurrah! I love this logo. I can ramble so much about this logo. We will doke all over the ponds. And see, it's funny when you say that, because, like, you technically can say that about the word. That's a fact about Dokapon. It is purely coincidence, but it sounds similar to Pokemon. And that is a coincidence that the shitty dubbers of the game just preyed on for no reason. They tried to market it as a Pokemon clone. Of course it was going to fail if you market it as literally a genre it is not. It's a goddamn roguelike. There is no Pokemon in it. It's a total coincidence that the name sounds similar to Pokemon, because the name, it's like, that's the reason why we have the context. If anyone here has missed all the context previously, I just watched this on like a VOD or someone else or whatever. Context. The reason why the logo has been recreated is the original name of the game is Dokapon Q, because this is a spin-off game in the Dokapon series. And the Dokapon series, what is that series? It's a fucking board game. It's basically like Mario Party, but like extra hard and like really comical and spoofing the whole genre and everything. It's a fun silly time with your friends where you all sabotage each other trying to like take over the kingdom. It's very fun and silly. The game Dokapon Kingdom for the Wii, that is actually the main Dokapon series. It's literally a remake of the first Dokapon game. So basically you can technically say the one that came out years later on the Wii is more Dokapon than the one that was just called Dokapon in the West. But it's actually Dokapon Q, because literally it's a spin-off of a board game into a roguelike. It has nothing gameplay correlation-wise related to the original series or to Pokemon. Yet, I don't even. Like, have you ever seen a situation like this of like a spin-off game being marketed as if it's the first game? Like, I know there's times when like for example, Monster Rancher. The version we got in the UK was actually Monster Rancher 2 in America. We skipped the first one. They said like, oh, we'll bring over the improved sequel and we'll just pretend it's the first one. That I can understand. But like, taking a spin-off and calling it the first game in the series and having no plans to localize the actual like main series until like 1,000 years later, when like another company managed to like take hold of the dubbing rights and then finally brought out one of the other ones. Oh, I might have some insight on that thing. Apparently the reason why the Q is in the title is it might either stand for quest, because like it's like literally it's like a more like a playable, like how do I explain it? It's like it's more of a, I'm saying it's more a playable version of the original one, but you know what I mean. Like the original Dokapon is a board game that's styled after JRPGs, and now you actually have a game where you actually play as the JRPG protagonist rather than being in a board game. But it's not a JRPG, it's a roguelike, so what am I even saying? But yeah, that's one idea that's been posed by fans for what the Q means. But another theory I've heard is the reason that Q was used in Persona Q is because it's a pun. The Japanese word for labyrinth is Meikyu, as in Kyu, but pronounced the same as the letter Q would be in English. So that's like the pun. So it's like half of the word labyrinth sounds similar to one of our letters in English. So it's like a shortened version of it, which I guess it's similar to why in Japan the English letter W is shorthand for like double, like two, because it's pronounced W. So in Japan they made a pun out of that, like, and literally they use the letter double to the letter W to symbolize double as in the concept. So that's why in early Final Fantasy games you'll see double cast is called like W spell or W item or whatever, which made no sense when it was kept in the dub, but then that's why in the dub they later changed it to I think double cast is what they've gone with, right? But anyway, that's me blabbering on. I've already got hyperfocus. I haven't even started the game. But yeah, exactly. Oh, that's where that came from, because I knew that W was also shorthand for loving. I didn't know why, but like, why is it shorthand for laughing? Or why is, I can't believe that's like 5 different levels of pun. It's like you're using grass as a pun for W, which is a pun for laughing. Like, Japan is amazing. Really? Okay. Japan is fucking amazing. They're like on next level puns. Anyway, that's why we have the amazing remade Dokapon Q logo rather than like. Oh, we'll see when we get to the title screen. But like, it's terrible how they deliberately made a logo that looks like a fake Pokemon game. I can't believe how much they marketed this as a fake Pokemon game when it literally isn't. It's a completely different genre game, but they just like snapped on and went, that sounds vaguely so. That's what I was going to talk about originally. Is the origin of the title Dokapon is from. Zooming back, it's from the fact that it came from a board game where the whole point is being like extra super difficult and hilarious, where things can go crazy wrong at any moment. Like, having high difficulty in a multiplayer board game is actually genuinely fun, because like it's all of you competing against each other and making it like both hard but also really rewarding to like betray your friends and steal all their stuff makes it just a really fun party game. I've seen so many playlists on YouTube of like people have been like, oh, let's play one game of Dokapon, and it's like 100 episodes later and like the entire team is at each other's throats and having the best time of their life. It's great. But that's why I would love to play the Wii game someday, but sadly I do not have a Wii and I don't know how to emulate a Wii or anything, so if anyone knows how to do it, I'd love to get some help to do it. And thank you so much, Abby. To explain for anyone who's watching the VOD who didn't hear our chat we had with Discord earlier, I haven't streamed for a while because after I had like the absolutely triumphant, wonderful ending to 999, I was like, okay, I definitely need to do my work on what I want to do. So I wanted to take all the archives of the archives. Why do I keep saying archives? It's because I really like chives. They're really delicious. Oddly enough, I don't like them like put on food. I just like to eat chives. Like my grandma, not the grandma I'm visiting now, but the grandma on my dad's side of the family who sadly passed away. She used to grow chives in the garden. I used to just like pick them up out of the planter and just chew on the leaves, and they just tasted really nice. But anyway, what's going on? Yeah, stream archives. I was saying, like, okay, after I'm going to celebrate the fact that we completed our amazing 999 playthrough by taking the stream archives and making highlight reel videos where I'll cut out all my bad parts and the moments where, like, jokes fell flat or I had a big long pause, I had to leave to use the bathroom or whatever, or times I misunderstood a joke and then everyone had to explain it to me, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to cut those down, I'm going to make these perfect highlight reels, I'm going to make everything perfect, and I'm going to like, add transitions, I'm gonna add things and all like and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna stream again until I finish these. But then I like underestimated how extremely long that takes and how demotivating it is to like literally just spend hours going, oh, I was so bad here, and like, oh, I need to cut this bit out and all that. So like I got like, and also just the fact that we had so much stuff to work with, because obviously it's a completed playthrough of like a reasonably long visual novel. So like I didn't even get to the end of the first stream. The first stream was 5 hours. Like, oh my god, can you believe how much I loved this game immediately? But like, yeah, I only got to like making 2 highlight reels of that, like 2 hours worth of it, 2 of the 5 hours, and like, yeah. And then I lost all motivation because it was quite difficult, and then not doing any streams for a while and going, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do any streams unless I finish all this. It's gonna take like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and then it ended up taking even longer because I kept taking breaks from it and being all demotivated. But anyway, it was a bad idea, and anyway, it just ended up getting me in a state where I hadn't streamed for so long, and I felt too nervous to start streaming again, and blah 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 blah. And I felt like I couldn't start streaming the sequel to 999 because I hadn't finished the 999 archive streams yet. So anyway, that's why I'm randomly gonna like do I was planning this to be a one-off stream, but then Demo Reel came up and made me this amazing logo. I'm now like, damn, I want to do a whole playthrough just so I can tell people more about Demo Reel's amazing logo in every episode, like repeatedly. We'll just start off with the introduction. Hey everyone, look at the amazing logo. Demo Reel made it. I love my friend. Anyway. Yeah, that's why we're playing a really nostalgic and happy game that I love, because I'm going to try and practice to get back in streams again because I was a bit nervous about it for a long time. Anyway, We didn't sing on this title screen for a while. I just realised that, like, the game is paused, so it's not even in the music or anything. So let's go get started. Oh, that's why I paused it is because, the music of the intro starting off is really nostalgic to me, so I wanted to start before it even, like, shows the logos and everything. So let's go. Sorry, that's so silly of me. I wish I'd thought to put my webcam on because like my face just lit up as soon as that started. Oh my god, I got so much of this nostalgic music just burned into my brain, to be honest. Yay! And if you leave it for a while, the title screen, it loads up like a demo where that was so classic. Like it's all I think it's the only GBA game I've ever seen which has, yeah, it has a demo mode where I'll just show you a bit of the amazing, like, literally how fucking amazing this pixel art is. Like, the best comparison I've seen, I've heard, in a review of this is them saying, like, this game looks like it, like if you took, a regular GBA game and, like, you drew over the sprites to make them look better. Like you just, it's like you drew your own anime scene, so it is so amazing. Like you still don't, like, exactly. Like, they have the whole 3D effect on moving and everything. It's really fucking good. Yeah. Oh, and whichever weapons and shields you get, it shows up on the character model. Like you can see here, he's got the scepter and I don't think it's a wood shield. I think that's like the wood shield is I can't remember which shield it is. I think it might be the oak shield. But yeah, I'm trying to get all nostalgic here. Like, oh my god. But yeah, let's get off of demo mode and let's start playing. Demo mode of demo, and let's get off of demo mode and go into the demo mode, which is me showing the game to demo and being very happy. Yay! But yeah, as you can see, the demo is so pretty and it's so good, and it's just so good and so pretty. It is so pretty! Let's go. The story begins in the city of Paponga, on Dokapon Island, which is famous for its ruins. When a Paponga boy turns 11 years old, he can take a test to become an adventurer. Let's zoom past all these amazing areas that you're not going to visit for hours. Adventurers, those who seek legendary treasure and phantom material in the dungeons. Like, you're starting to see the translations a bit strange around the world. Being an adventurer is very dangerous. Not everyone can do it. Only those who pass a difficult test can get an adventurer's license. See, the translation hasn't got bad yet, but you're starting to see, with high hopes the boy goes to the 3A, you're starting to see the Paponga Office of Adventures. What? Going somewhere? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark. Oh right, today I think I remember her. I can't remember, but this is a character whose name got changed in the dub, and I can't remember which one it is. I think it was like, in one version her name was Alloy and in one it was Steel. No, in the dub her name is Ally to sound like Alloy, but in the Japanese her name was like Steel or something. Something like that. Like, her name was like a more direct pun rather than an actual English name that sounds similar to a pun. But anyway, she was like the only character who got her name changed in like all the town NPCs. I think the only other one who got the name changed was technically the hero, because in the dub he doesn't have an official name, but in Japanese his official name is Tap, which is a cute name. It's Tap with 2 P's at the end. Yes. Oh right, today is your birthday. Okay. One thing I gotta say is, the translation does not start off bad. The translation is a slow burn of getting increasingly worse as the game goes along. And most of it is like, the most stuff you can tell immediately is in the battle interface. Like, there is at least some level of effort put into the story early on, but when you get into battle, you get like enemy is 13 damaged, and yeah, it becomes genuinely hard to understand what skills do and how to play, which adds a whole level of difficulty on top of a game that's already incredibly challenging for, like, a game that was aimed at kids in the terrible dub, but wasn't really just for kids only in Japan, as far as I can tell, because it's just so fucking difficult. And it's difficult in a really fun and strange way, so anyway, I'm just getting ahead of myself. At this point, the biggest problem that you have with a translation is it seems that they were dealing with a big they were dealing with an issue of, like, you know, like in most games you'll see like the font size is much smaller and like there's more text in the boxes in the English version. Like, that's a programming thing that is like usually like the most preliminary first thing to be done in translations nowadays, and that's the reason why if you go back a lot of early SNES and like that sort of era translations were bad. It's because back then it wasn't like so commonly able to find ways to like reprogram the game to like actually fit English text into it, so they would work under like really small text limitations, and that would mean that the English text would be incredibly basic because they basically like couldn't fit half of a text box in there, so we had to simplify things down. And that's a big noticeable problem with this dub, is despite most GBA games not having that problem, and in fact having the programming to like actually fit the English text in the game, this game seems to have not had that. And when it gets specifically to the monster profiles, they start sounding like abstract poetry with how they like try to fit everything into one sentence, and it's just it gets really hilarious. Oh, what was that one that was like the most incomprehensible one, the champion of the whole thing? It was something like wizard invisible with food. What even? But we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm just telling you, like, the game starts off sounding slightly sense and becomes much less. And hopefully we will be getting to the parts which are hilariously not sensical during this stream. If not, we'll have another stream. And then we'll have another stream, and I'll tell everyone how much I fucking love this amazing logo. Oh my god. Alright, today is your birthday, isn't it? How does it feel to be 11 years old? Pretty much exactly the same as the previous year, except like now I am ravaged by puberty. So in my case, it feels very suicidal, but let's not go into that and let's just assume this character is having a better experience of his life. Ha! No, yeah! Eventually going to be an adventurer. Well, no, today he's going to be an adventurer because that's the whole plot of the game. Were you not reading the intro cutscene? Little crybaby becomes an adventurer. As an old friend, I worry about you. Haha, I worry too much? Of course, you are a real man. You are a real man. Ha ha ha. Why does it have those little dashes in between the hearts? Do your best on the test. I appreciate Ali as your friend, to be honest. Like, that's one of the things I thought when I was first playing DQMJ, Dragon Quest Monsters Joker, is I thought that, like, the relationship between the character and like the rival being like a slightly bratty girl who always like is a bit egotistical and stuff. Solitaire in that game reminded me of Ali, but like worse, because Solitaire has no redeeming quality. She never shows any actual friendship to you. She never like gets character development. She's just like unnecessarily mean. But as in this game, Ali is more like your grumpy friend who has like a good heart deep down. Like, as you can see from here, she was being all teasy, but she supports and loves you as best friend. She's cheering you on, and yeah. Anyway, so you're taking a test at last. Says the one man with a slightly bad sprite. Like, seriously, what is up with the palette on this sprite? Like, it looks like they reversed the colours somehow. But anyway, he's just like that. As far as I can tell, it's not an emulated glitch. He was just like that in the original too. The adventurer's job is a romantic one, chasing after many things, isn't it? I'm chasing love and romance myself. I believe in you, terrible shirt man. You can do it. Because, like, fashion is in the eye of the beholder. Like, I'm saying I don't like your shirt doesn't mean that you should not wear the shirts that you like. I'm sure you will find your own partner somewhere in the world who shares your taste in shirts, and you will enjoy mustard yellow together. And that will be the basis of your marriage. I don't know what I'm even going on about. God, I love the pixel art in this game. See, that's what reminded me of this game, is the bootleg game Digimon Ruby actually ripped off some of the sprites from this game. And, like, I noticed it and I recognised it immediately because, obviously, as a bootleg bad game, that game's, like, the actual sprites that were made just for the game are terrible. So, like, seeing this, like, something that's, like, incredibly good quality, like, background, and like I saw like the barrel from Dokapon. I was like, that's the barrel from Dokapon, because like there is no other GBA game which looks as pretty as this. Hey, you'll be an adventurer. Someday when you get the proper equipment, we can fight in the arena. But where is this arena? It's up to your left, mate. I see an adventure. Oh, this guy has one of the funniest, like, awkwardly translated lines. Like, I can't remember exactly where it is, but like, that was like an in-joke that I shared with nobody. It's like, even nowadays, something just pops into my head, and I'm like, I need to avoid saying this meme because literally nobody except me will understand it. But I want you to move me like the other people do. That is a line that this guy says at some point, I swear to God. And I hope I'm not misremembering it, because that made me laugh my fucking arse off as a kid. And if I'm misremembering which game that came from, then that'd be a total shame. But hopefully we'll find that at some point, and I'll point it out, and we will all laugh our heads off collectively, and then collect the heads in a little pile, and build a bridge to space, and that'll be almost as high as the level of hype I have right now. I see, an adventurer. It's good to have a purpose in life. Try hard to make your dreams come true. So many motivational and kind people in the town. Hey, you're an adventurer? Not yet. That's what I'm doing right now, but cool! This guy, his hairstyle, he reminds me of, Ren from Shaman King. Sort of mixed from Max with Pokemon. Hi, you came! At last, you're 11. You've reached the age. ... Oops, sorry. Here, write your name on this adventure test application form. After that, Jacob will tell you about the test. Wait, was he just... Yeah, because he's the one who tells you about the test. So is he just saying himself in the third person? I don't even... It's hard to tell what's a translation or what's me misremembering things from my childhood. Because like I said, I haven't played this game since I was like 10, like, no, must be earlier than that. Who bloody knows? Because it was this came out like a year before. Was it a year or was it like a few months? But like it came out before Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and that, as far as I can tell, is why the dub of this game tried so hard to mimic the Pokemon logo on the title screen. And like the game was generally marketed as a Pokemon clone, despite not being that genre of game at all. But yeah, so that was probably around the time it came out. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, this is actually a fun story. This is where my name I tend to use in Pokemon games even nowadays, Daniel, first came from. This was like for a time I misremembered it as being in a Pokemon game, but I think it was this game. Was a game where I accidentally spelled my own name wrong on the on like the first screen of the game, and I just got stuck with that name for the whole game. And I was like, oh, okay, now this is gonna be my nickname now. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, I think it was this game because as you can see. Yeah, the lowercase L looks like an uppercase I. So, no, I think that, no. How I misspelled it was like that. But obviously the last letter is an L, not an I, so Daniel. And yeah, that just ended up sticking, and I ended up spelling it different. I spelled it like D-A-N-N-E-L to make it look more fantasy, but that's been like the nickname I held for a while in Pokemon games, fantasy games, and all that. But yeah, but now I'm gonna be using my actual current name because let's all just live triumphant in the fact that I finally have settled on a name. Hopefully I'll be able to legally change my name to this because that's why I'm so hyped this week, and I'm so hyped, and I'm playing funny nostalgic games is because I had my first gender clinic appointment, and I'm feeling so much more optimistic about my future. I'm so happy, and I'm just so glad that things are starting to progress. And the lady I talked to, the doctor I talked to, was really kind and really accepting, and like yeah, things are going to be processing and progressing, and like I have hope at some time in the future I'm going to be able to like change my name and be able to get top surgery and stuff. So yeah. Let's Bonford. Also, can I just say I really like the interface? Like seriously, all this fucking sprites is so good. Like look at the torn paper edges of a text box, and like how the whole interface is like a really well rendered old book. And we didn't have to go this hard with the sprites, did they? I get so mad knowing like how much effort was put into this game by the creators, and then a bad dub and it being released as a bad time and being marketed as what it is, and it ended up causing it to have no success in the West. And like, this game deserves appreciation, goddammit. Okay, you filled up the application. I'm going to talk about this year's test. You will go to the mine in the mountains behind the town to get Diramond. Congratulations, we've started to step into the bad translation, everybody. I have no idea what happened here. Like, they consistently spell it wrong. They don't consistently spell it like this. They consistently spell it wrong. There are other places where you'll see it as Diarmond, as in D-I-A-R-R Mond. And just, how do you spell diamond wrong? Like, The only idea I could possibly have for how this happened is like, maybe it was a pun in Japanese, like it was diamond plus some other word or something, and this is their attempt at doing which didn't really work, because I have no idea what second word has been mashed into diamond here. They just shoved an R in it. I don't know what's even happening. But even as a kid I was like, you spelled it wrong, mate, what's going on? Like, I was still learning to read and write, like, around the time I played this, and like, I still knew. I still being new. Sound like fun. Does sound fun, but for a kid like you, it might be difficult. First of all, I hear that there is a dangerous monster in the mine. Are you still sure? That's an understatement, because the first boss of this game is ridiculously hard. Like, the difficulty level is so off the charts, like, just right from the start. This game is unforgiving. Like, I'm not gonna make a silly joke against the Dark Souls of RPGs, but like, come on, mate. It's like, this introduced me to this is my first ever roguelike game I played, and like, it introduced me to roguelikes with a fucking bang. It got me strangely addicted to the fact that it was so hard to beat. I never managed to get past the circus level as a kid. But like, let's see if it still lives up to my expectations, or if like, if I'm just like overestimating it, because like, I was a kid playing it. But yeah, are you still sure? ... I'm sure you're a big man. Everyone seems to say that. Of course, if you don't want to go, the game won't advance, so go! And also, here you go, you can start seeing that, like, this game is clearly, like, very playful and fun and funny, and it had 4th wall breaks and loads of jokes in Japanese, but whenever you can see them, like, existing slightly in the dub, they're kind of butchered and like not so funny. Like this one, it landed alright, but you get to points where it's like they tried, like you can tell it was supposed to be a joke, but then the bad translation just makes it unfunny, and it just makes me so sad to see it. Like, it's a game with so much goddamn heart in it, and like it would have been a genuinely charming script that would have like grabbed the attention of everyone playing and given them a great time if it was dubbed correctly, didn't have the restrictions of really small text boxes. So, basically, if you've played Dokapon Q and you've seen how playful and funny and like sassy and awesome that is, just imagine this game if it was written by the same competent dubber as that one. So go, even if it scares you rotten. The mine is located straight off town. It's kind of funny how they have everything in triangle brackets here. Like, isn't it usually supposed to be a Japanese thing that everything's in square brackets? Anyway, before you go, say goodbye to townspeople. You might not make it back safely. ... So there's so many ... I feel like if they'd erased some of these ... boxes and filled them with text, they could have managed to fit it in. Haha, just joking, just joking. I hope you pass and good luck. Oh, this nostalgic music. Oh, I love it. Let's go back in, let's talk to him again. Hey, Bonford! No period at the end of that sentence. You haven't forgotten what your mission is, have you? Yes! That's right! That's right, I have forgotten! Okay now, remember you're now taking this test to become an adventurer. You have to go to the mine and get diamond. Sounds like fun, eh? But for good luck. Hey, no, of course not. Would-be adventurers like me don't flunk out tests, by which you mean would-be adventurers like you don't flunk out. That's also a recurring error you see in this game, is context errors. Like I think there's a point where a character says take care of your rowdy husband to me, the 11-year-old boy, and like, yeah, things like that just don't happen. I think if you go back, you can talk to another guy. Yeah. So you're a newcomer, no period at the end of a sentence. Ready to take this year? Oh, no comma at the end of a sentence. Alright, as a senior adventurer, let me give you some advice. Are you listening? No. Well, if you want to find out, the end of my sentence? So, it's a bit long, so just be patient. First you will go to the mine. There are lots of monsters there. You can beat them to gain skill, by which you mean experience points, or you could also just get out of their way. To move in the dungeon you must be quick. If you're as agile as the monsters, you can keep them away. That's not how it works. The time only progresses whenever you take a move, so like, this is literally the opposite of good advice. Like, it's telling you to move a lot to avoid monsters, when you're supposed to stay still to avoid monsters, but whatever. If you're not that quick, I'll catch up to you. Even though you're quick, you must also move wisely. That is what you're supposed to do. I want to tell you more, but today's lesson is over. Later. Wanted, A-rank adventurer! Job, guard, target Docino Island. Don't you mean Docano Island? Isn't that what it said in the intro? Or is it a second island? Salary high, other, risks death. Details from Mark Richmond family, but oh, I think that might be actually a reference to the setting of the previous Dokapon games. So yeah, I think isn't Docino Island the name of the one that is in Dokapon Kingdom? Anyway, see, that was me seeing bad translation when there was none. Wanted, D-rank adventurer, job, diamond seeker. As you can see, it's not even consistent with the mistakes. Salary, percentage of what? Other includes food. Those are interested coal miners. Wanted, crew, brave folks. Free meals, daily siesta, paradise awaits you. Details from Dokapon Capsule. Dokapon Capsule! I'm sorry, but like, these are just such mundane translation errors. Like, there's nothing as funny and silly as Pokemon Vietnamese Crystal, but instead it's just like such small and obvious errors that you would expect, like, in like a badly Google translated App Store game or something. Like, this game was ahead of its time, man. You know it's good. We're waiting for you, Dokapon King. Wanted, game developer. Job, my replacement. Conditions, experience preferred. Salary negotiable. Other, I want to go home. Details from Ken of AOA, which is the name of the company that made it. See, here you can see the game is clearly, like, there is a funny game trying to escape from underneath this. Seriously, man. God, I want to play with Japanese version and get like some sort of perspective on like what the Japanese version is like. Like, I want to see like how much was lost in these snipped down text boxes. Well, I want to take a test to be an adventurer. Well, okay.